What's up, y'all? I'm Ephraim, that ancient artist, your host here for Legions of Artists Project with Escondido Arts Partnership, of course. The Legions of Artists Project is about making an impact through artists' voices and sharing their craft, their challenges, their wisdom, and, of course, their truth. Thank you, Rich, so much. This is Legions of Artists Project with Escondido Arts Partnership. So thank you for being on this podcast. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So I'm gonna, ask you a few different questions, a few different series of questions about your craft or about, what it means to be an artist and how you're making an impact on the world today, in your community. You kind of already spoke a little bit on that, I feel, but we want to go deeper into you individually, your craft, and what you believe you're meant to be doing within this world today. Okay, so my first question is, what is your craft? What do you consider your craft?
Interesting. So I would say that I was raised not to think that I was an artist or even artistic. Grew up on the East Coast.
Okay.
And get a job, that kind of that upbringing.
Yes.
It's any parent that tells a kid to go get a job is telling them the right thing to do.
Yes.
Right. So you find your own creativity, you find your own time if that's what you want to do. So but throughout the years I'm very creative, very imaginative, and personable. Right? So within all that, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy art, the physicality of it, the production of it, entertaining to a degree. I think I'm limited in some capacities, and then I don't have the voice of an angel.
You limited? What are you talking about?
I don't have the voice of an angel, but I have a voice.
Actually, I want to go into you kind of explaining this. So this Rich gifted to me. I'm super happy about it. Thank you so much. Can you explain a little bit about your process, what you were going with this? Is that okay?
I'm gonna just simply call this exercise.
Oh, okay.
Where's that? Rather than sit boringly doing nothing kind of thing, I'd like to keep these canvases around, and I like to just kind of figure out new techniques, possibly on a smaller scale, that it maybe then eventually scale up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna. I like with this, like the composition, the colors, the depths. There's three or four things going on here.
I really love it.
Color, a little bit of depths.
It gives me Bumblebee vibes.
Right? But it's so like trying to figure out which layer was first, those kind of things, forward, backwards. I don't shadow a lot of things because I like the viewer to be able to make their own interpretation. If I decided to shadow some of these to put them forward, I create your perspective of depth. Right? So rather than that, you might see this or some of my paintings where the work itself, you can believe that these are further away or they're more forward, right? So they'll play sometimes as you walk by them, right? And they do affect. I try to make most of my work be affected by light, the morning light, the evening light, or lack thereof.
Yes, I remember.
Right?
Okay. Speak on any challenges, if this is connected to challenges. Speak on anything well, I'm not trying to tell you what to say. I'm just trying to go and flow with the because I love
challenges.
Yeah, go into challenges as well for your craft.
You qualify yourself as very creative or just creative?
I would say very creative now, just because I've been working on my craft for so long.
Right.
And I look at life as a creative adventure in general.
So if we were to leave here today, go into the restaurant next door, sit down, are you thinking about what you would do to the dining room, the tables, the silverware, the service, the food? Do you think like that?
Depends. Yeah, it depends on my mood, but yes, I do think like that.
Right. So
especially at home.
I'm constantly on that.
I went and did a TikTok video before coming here because I was like, I still have some time to kill. What can I do? I want to be creative. Right. So I went to Grape Day and I did a little fun little video. Okay. So I'm always coming up with
So you're stuff. Always so the challenge sometimes is the idea that in order to do that little video, you needed to invest some time, effort, energy, And then from that, you like it or you don't, right? So not all of them are magic. Not all of them are fantastic. Not all of them is everything you want to keep. Sometimes it's deletable. So filling up your day being very creative is easy, right? Turning that into commerce isn't always easy. So that kind of is the challenge. And sometimes I can get so deeply invested in what I'm doing. That focus trick or that focus project really helped me streamline my squirrel. Like I now can kind of, while being creative, be cognitively aware of, this is going to take me down another thing. This expression of color is going to make me, and then I'll kind of guide myself a little bit differently. So that was really good. But the challenge is sort of, if this is how I learned how to control my focus, and then I'm over there, and there's enough things that need I go off my brain. I have a friend who says, and I do like this. He goes, "Hey, Rich, why don't you put air in one tire at a time?" I go, "What?" He goes, "You got all these fucking tires with no air in them, or a little bit of air. Why don't you one at a time? Get that thing fucking rolling." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So there's another part. So we look for that almost fearlessness in our creativity and our sort of our willingness to go. But sometimes we can create too many things and maybe not finish them all. So again, like in those kind of things, that's where I kind of have, so maybe turning them all into commerce and then thinking big. So I did, like I opened up a gate and I go, we could really do this, Esco Disco, right?
Okay.
There should be 10,000 people showing up here for that, right? Now I've envisioned it with this, now Mark put together a nice little kind of thing with that, and that's with the Glass House. That speaker system. Now I had conversations with them, and now okay, great, it's all coming together, right? But it's sometimes right. But I wanted to take up the block, not just the one building. Right.
Exactly.
And then it gets to be, well, is it fun? Yes. How do people get involved? Kind of thing. Okay, so how do you tell everybody soon enough, and how to get enough sort of momentum? So some of those are challenging as well.
No, right? And that makes sense because you're building it. You're starting from scratch. You're starting from the ideas, and sometimes, like you mentioned, what your friend said with all the air, no air in the tires. I'm very similar that way. I have so many ideas, and sometimes they're just going out in one ear, out the other, and it's like hard to like write it all down. It's like trying to find that one thing or that gate and really focus on that and start building it to hopefully have it structured to many other ideas.
Right. That's He's very pragmatic too, though. Like whereas, I'm going to build a foundation today. Needs to dig a hole. Here's how big it needs to be. Here's our depths and That's the project. And he's been that way as long as I've ever known him. Whereas I'm like, oh, it doesn't exist. Nobody's ever heard of it. How do you get it to be big enough? Right. And so I'm like, oh, so it's two different people. He's giving me advice, yada yada, which I grew up in that advice, and I grew up, so I've been partnerships in restaurants and bars, and I've had ownership of stuff, and I've gone off the deep end trying to get stuff going.
Yes.
So it's sort of, so it's two different people having,
two different perspectives in a sense on how to build something.
This is how I would do it. But he wouldn't have done or wouldn't think to do all that other stuff.
Exactly.
He would never have thought about nor cared to.
Well, and that's where you two can come together, or two individuals can come together, and it's like they're more creative, productive in this area, and one's more, analytical. It's like that left and right brain kind of thing, right? Where it's like you can like work together in some sense. You guys just have to figure that out.
So nothing of any true significance or great importance has ever been accomplished alone.
Yes.
You're very good at this, and that. And let's just say you've never thought about this part of it. ever, not even considered it. But it's an imperative to success, right? Yep. So it's sort of like you can cover all the ground and all these things as good as anybody or better than anybody, but then if you don't know that this needs to happen at some point in time, then it's almost all for naught, right? So and then society's being so extreme now.
Yeah.
What? Like we're all sort of opinionated. We all have our sort of knowledge, but nobody's right.
Yeah.
Where did we come from?
Yeah.
Where are we going? Everybody can make an opinion. Everybody can have their beliefs. And I wouldn't argue anybody's anything. But do we know for sure? I don't think we know until we get there.
Yep.
And if we get there, is there a there? We don't know, right?
Period.
So again, right? So there's so many conversations. Are we on the globe? Is it spinning in space? Yada, 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 yada. Things we learned, we thought we knew. We don't know anymore.
We really don't.
Nobody seems to know the truth about anything.
It's finding the truth within ourselves, individually.
You're the only, right, exactly. I love that.
Thank you so much for being on this show. Like, honestly, it's been such an honor.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate you.